We're at King's College to talk with JP Andrejko. It is the JP Andrejko basketball camp. And Coach, here we are another year, and I guess this never gets old, helping out some of the area young guys. Back when you were a kid, I'm sure it was the same thing, and some great coaches that kind of leaned on you and maybe gave you a little bit of motivation, not only to play, but to coach now. Here you are into your 50s. Talk a little bit about what this is like this week.
It's a great week. It's something that we look forward to all year long. It gives us an opportunity to bring the young kids from the area into our gym. I say all the time, the thing I love about it is that we get kids from all over. You know, it's not just the Wilkes-Barre kids, but we're getting them from Mountaintop, we're getting them from Dallas, from Pittston, and it gives these guys a chance to get to know some new kids and play against some different kids. And the thing that I love is you will see as these guys get older and they start playing against each other in high school, etc., they all will talk about that we met at this camp and we knew each other then. We've even had players that have gone to this camp that have ended up playing for us. So, you know, we've been doing it a long time, which, you know, makes me feel a little bit old, but I still think it's just a great service for the young guys, and I think they really like it.
Your own players get something out of this, so talk a little bit about what you see from them, and maybe they get a little bit of a coaching bug, a teaching bug, a moment where they get to spend some time with some young people and see themselves how they were.
It's a great experience for our guys because they do. They come back and they get to teach the game. You know, usually it's the other way around. They're learning and I'm doing all the teaching, and now I get put them in a position where they're responsible. I think it helps with their maturity and their growth. But my favorite part is when they come over and they start complaining about the kids, how they don't listen, and I sit there and I look at them and go, now you know exactly how I feel, you know? So yes, I think it's the shoe on the other foot kind of experience for them at times, but they do such a great job. Like the young kids that are here love to play against the college kids, and during our breaks or during lunch, like our guys are grabbing the kids and they're playing one-on-one and they're playing knockout, and the young kids just have such a great experience with it. It's really fun to watch.
The age range is around 8 to 16, so talk about, you know, some of these young kids, maybe 8, 9, 10 years old, and the game of basketball has changed an awful lot, and having a conversation with Izzy Metz down the road saying, you know, you got kids who play AAU and then kids that don't play, and then there's really not much in the middle anymore. Some kids are getting to parks, but a lot of kids aren't getting to parks. So talk a little bit about what you hope to impress in a week like this with kids.
Yep, I think there's a big range of experience for these guys. And our 8, 9, and 10-year-old kids, you know, it's basic fundamentals and enjoyment. You know, we tailor things so that they're having a good time with the game. The reason at that age you should be playing any sport is to have fun. And that's really the key to this. And we want them to enjoy the experience so that they will want to continue to play and get better. When you get to the older kids, our 15, 16-year-old group, you know, they are starting to play AAU. And it's great because they're playing a lot of games, but the summer is always a time when you're going to improve individually. And you need to be working at your own game, and you need to be working at your fundamentals. So we'll tailor their stations a little bit differently, where we're going to get more into that stuff, so that in a week you're not going to improve greatly, but they're going to be taught how to do these skills properly, so when they go home they can continue to work on it. And during the season, you know, it's hard to improve because you're worrying about team concepts and that kind of stuff. It's the summer when you got to work on your own, and so we give them something to take, and then we hope that they'll go home and do it.
Camp like this, structured in the morning, you do a lot of those basic drills, you know, get the fundamentals down. Afternoon this is the time the kids are loving. They're relishing this time. Hey, let's just play some pickup basketball here, but hopefully using some of those skills they learned in the morning set.
And that's what we do. We'll do our fundamentals in the morning, and then afterwards we'll do a contest every morning as well, like just free throw, one-on-one, hot shot, just basic stuff. But then what we do is 5-on-5 in the afternoon, where they are in their teams and they will play, and we will be stopping it when they aren't doing things that we taught in the morning. That's part of it. The other thing that we do is, and I started this from day one, is we give our guys a really long lunch break. So that once they eat, they come back on the floor and they just have a chance to play. And when we were kids, we all got on our bikes and we drove to the park and we hung out with our buddies and we just played all day. You know, unfortunately with our society the way it is, there's not a lot of 8-year-olds that parents are going to let get on their bike and drive that half a mile to the park and not be supervised. Everything with youth sports now, it's extremely supervised with your coaches and your officials and everything else. This gives the kids a chance to be kids. And they make up their own games out there. They're officiating this time. And it was the part of sports that I always loved. Like me and my buddies playing, that's what we enjoyed. So for that hour, they get to the freedom and the safety of just doing that kind of thing, and they all love it. They have a great time with that.
food. They get some lunch here. They get to hit the pool. That's always probably one of their best times of the day as well. And building relationships, as you said. Maybe a kid from Scranton or Pittston gets to know a kid from Mountaintop, and now all of a sudden we have some new friendships. And with social media, these kids are connecting at younger and younger ages.
And that's what's happening, and it's great. Now, the pool is interesting. The lifeguards, they're thrilled because about, was it 5 years ago or 6 years ago when we redid the gym and we put air conditioning in? The pool's not as busy as it used to be. When there was no air conditioning, we had the outdoor courts, and it was like these 90-degree days. It was like Caddyshack. Caddy Day, we would have 75 and 80 kids jumping in the pool. It was crazy stuff. Now it's cool enough that it's not too bad. So the pool's like, a little bit used, but it's still, the young kids love it. At the end of the day, they can't wait to jump in and hang out and stuff. So yeah, it's a full day, which I really like. The parents love that we are giving them a full day, and as I promised all the parents, I can't tell you that they're going to be better basketball players, but they're going to sleep really well when you get them home tonight. So, and they're usually thrilled with that answer.
Well, hey, some of these parents may get an opportunity to do this again. You're going to have another camp in July, so talk a little bit about people are interested. They want to come out for the next camp in July. What the same age range?
Yep, July 16th through the 19th. It's a Monday through Friday. It's going to be ages 8 to 16 again. Easiest way to do it is to go online and just go to kings.edu/boys b-ball camp, and you can do everything right there. And July is always it's a big week for us. We get a ton of kids in July. It's really a fun week. The competition level is even better in July than it is in June. So we have a big turnout already from our the list that we have. But with 2 big gyms, we can take a lot of kids. So everyone is welcome.
Might as well throw one question your way. Let's talk about a couple of recruits you're able to get. You don't have to tell me about the individual guys. But how are you feeling about again a competitive year in the Freedom Conference? Everybody up the mountain, down the road, you name it. But talk a little bit about how you feel about your recruiting class for 2018 here as a freshman.
We were very happy for a couple of reasons. Number one, we got a couple guys that we liked. We're going to be bringing in some size. Couple local players, which I think would be able to help us. We're going to bring in 6'6", 6'5". Last year we were just small, and so we're going to be able to beef that up. And then two of the men that played as freshmen that were not with us last year are going to be coming back. So that's going to give us a lot more balance than we had. Yeah, I'm very excited about this year because our young guards now are going to be, juniors. They had a really good year last year. Some of the guys that we transferred in now have a year experience, so they're going to be better. And then the size that we're bringing in will give us the balance that we lacked this year. And the league is going to be brutal. Like everybody, no one lost a ton, and that's the thing. Like it's going to be balanced as it always is, but you're just going to have a lot of good players and a lot of good teams. So it should be fun.
JP, always great to catch up with you. Congratulations on another camp here in 2018. We wish you the best in July with the next camp.
Thank you. I appreciate you coming down.